It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
We are going to try this again. All right, so now let's see if we can get the right camera on. There we go. Okay, now, and I'll see if you guys can hear me. I hope you can. Speaker, microphone, testing 1, 2, 3. Yes. Okay. Good. All right. So we're going to go back and try to get today's show out of the way. We're going into a ski resort area, and we'll be stopping for a few minutes. So we're going to try to get the show knocked out. This is Travel and Cruise Industry News for May the 6th, 2022. Today is National Beverage Day, so make sure you go out and have an adult beverage someplace. You know what I feel about that. All right, cruise ships sailing from North American ports today. From Boston, you got the Norwegian Pearl. From Port Canaveral, you've got the Carnival Liberty, Independence of the Seas. You've got the Disney Dream. From Port Everglades, you've got Celebrity Equinox. From Miami, you've got Freedom of the Seas, Carnival Conquest. From Long Beach, out in Los Angeles, you have Carnival Radiance. From San Pedro, you got Navigator of the Seas. Seattle, you got the Celebrity Solstice, American Constellation. From Vancouver, you've got Radiance of the Seas and the MV Ocean Victory. And from Honolulu, the Disney Wonder. All right, headlines today, which we'll get to eventually. CDC makes some changes again. MSC improves their loyalty program. Celebrity introduces no Perk rate. Norwegian cancels Prima cruise. Royal Caribbean swaps ships. They also have a couple ships at 100% finally. And Hornblower to build hydrogen refueling station. That and a lot more here at 11 o'clock this morning. If you listen to the podcast, you can always access it via my blog, accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcast from, all the big guys. The dumbest thing I found this morning while I was going through writing the show, a man is in custody after opening a plane's emergency exit, walking onto the wing of a moving aircraft at Chicago's O'Hare International Airport. The incident occurred around 4:30 a.m. yesterday on United Flight 2478, which had just arrived at O'Hare from San Diego. The aircraft was in the process of taxiing to the airport's gate. Excuse me. Police said that the passenger pulled open the emergency exit while the aircraft was taxiing, walked onto the wing, and then slid down the wing onto the airfield. Takes all kinds. All right, I'll be back with today's news right after a word from one of our network sponsors. All right, on with today's news. And the Winter Park Fraser is where we are. You can hear the conductor in the background make an announcement. The CDC has once again made some changes that could affect your next cruise. One of the biggest changes involves the number of unvaccinated guests who are permitted to sail. Previously, sailing is considered to be highly vaccinated voyage. 95% of all guests aged 5 and older had to be fully vaccinated. Yesterday, the agency lowered the number from 95 to 90. The new change allows cruise lines to book more guests ages 5 and older who weren't vaccinated. It's worth noting that as of this writing, all 92 ships in the U.S. waters are currently sailing under the highly vaccinated voyage status. Another change, which could only involve guests who contact COVID during their trip, involves the rooms where they'll be moved. The cabins for COVID-19 positive guests no longer need to have negative pressure. If you're wondering about that, they had negative pressure inside so that when the doors were open, the air comes in, which is fresh air from the outside, and the affected air inside doesn't go out. So it's then filtered and cleaned before it's released into the atmosphere. Contaminated air from the room is sucked out with exhaust systems, built-in filters that clean the air before it's pumped outside. Despite isolation rooms no longer needing negative pressure, the CDC says the rooms in which positive testing passengers are kept must be in an isolation zone. Translation: you will not be allowed to remain in your stateroom if you contact COVID on a cruise ship. And as always, the port authorities and local health officials still maintain mask requirements for their respective facilities. And if somebody says a mask are required, pay attention. Just do it. Don't argue. Just follow the rules. MSC has announced it's revamping the loyalty rewards program. It used to be that you got a discount if you were booked on certain cruises. Now they've extended that to all cruises. You get a 5% discount for booking, another 5% if you book within, I think it's 6 months. And then if it's over that, another $50 bonus on any cruises. So they've liberalized the program considerably. Celebrity Cruises has introduced the best rate, no perk rate, for cruisers that depart June 1st and beyond. The new cruise rates start at $399 per person. So basically, after June the 1st, and these will not include drinks, Wi-Fi, or tips, but those are looking strictly for a cheap price. 7-night Caribbean cruises start at $399 per person. 7-night Alaska cruises start at $399 per person. 7-night European cruises start at $949 per person. It's quite a savings. Norwegian Cruise Line informed guests booked on the January 22nd, 2023 sailing that the Norwegian Prima from Port Canaveral has been canceled due to a full ship charter sailing on that date. Impacted guests will automatically be receiving refunds. Full compensation is also being given. The affected sailing is a 7-night sailing that you will soon see a number of different Prima sailings as it comes into the Western Caribbean. So you'll have a chance. It's just that date is a private party now. Royal Caribbean has also reviewed their 2023 deployment plans, and they flopped chips. Voyager of the Seas and Serenade of the Seas have basically changed positions. It's caused some confusion. In an email sent yesterday, the original plan was for Voyager to depart from Copenhagen and Stockholm starting May 21st, 2023. Instead, Voyager will now sail from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, beginning May 6, 2023. And Serenade of the Seas will pick up the voyages from Copenhagen and Stockholm and other places in Europe. And finally, this morning, Hornblower Group announced today that its subsidiary Hornblower Energy has received an $8 million grant from the U.S. Department of Energy to design, construct, and operate the first asset of its kind to produce green hydrogen fueling stations. We could see hydrogen fuel being available by 2024. That's it for the news today. Again, my apologies for having to blank out this morning due to all the tunnels we were going through. I'll jump over quickly to see if anybody else got back. There's Kenneth and Carol, Amy. Glad you guys stopped in for today. Again, my apologies for completely losing out on the scheduled time. That happens sometimes when you're on location. So that's going to wrap me up for today. I'll try to come up again later today with a live stream. And then we'll do a show tomorrow as well at 11 o'clock regular time. So that's going to wrap it up for today. This is the old fat travel guy. You guys stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising, and hopefully we'll see everybody soon on the high seas. This is the old fat travel guy. Have a great day, guys. See you later.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.